Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode from the Paperhats Survival Multiplayer server. My name is Glitch. Well, it is another gorgeous day here in the skies above Silvindale, and I am looking forward to today's adventure because, well, I think today is going to be all about some fun and games. Now, before we dive into today's project, or actually the action today, because to be honest, the gaming district has really taken off, and there's been a lot of new things added to the gaming district that well just weren't there before, and I'm looking forward to trying what some of the other paper hats have come up with, and possibly adding something of my own. But before we head over there, I do want to take a moment just to update you on what I've been doing between episodes and just give a quick update here at the base. Now, the simple version is I still haven't gotten a storm, and well, we're still working on the Creeper Head project. But I do have to say that the Drowned Farm has undergone some changes. I believe in last episode that I said I wanted all of my farms to be able to be contained in some kind of decorative airship. I mean, we've got the mob robber over here. We've got the drowned farm over here. We'll get to that in just a second. And I want to add some other things as time goes on. But I spent a lot of time working on a creative build for this, and I'm really thankful for creative mode because it gave me a chance to kind of test things out and play around with ideas. But today, before we head over to the gaming district, I'd like to show off the Trident. And this is possibly the biggest. I'm going to land here on my AFK spot. This is possibly the biggest build I've ever done in Minecraft, next to Platform 88. But it was a lot of fun to build. But yeah, I've decided to go with a kind of a classic dirigible design. And I think what we'll do is we're going to fly over here on top. And the great part about all these airships is they do afford some extra space. And come down here. So we come down into the balloon itself, and well, let's go ahead and get rid of these guys quick. Excuse me a second. Okay. Ooh, there. Hey, look, I finally have one level. But then again, we'll get to why that is the way it is in a moment. But no, I decided to use copper down here because of, well, partially because the ground will drop it, but also I just thought it looked kind of cool. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to incorporate just a little bit of the mangrove wood in here. I wonder if I can. Okay, there we go. Kind of do this, and I have to say one other thing that I was not expecting to come out as well as it did. I'm going to just kind of use some blocks to come out here a little bit. There we go. For the gondola in and around there, I really love what I was able to come up with for the engines. I kind of struggled with giving these things a sense of propulsion, but after working on it for a little while, it just seemed to come together to give it some kind of a propulsion unit, almost like fans behind it. Now, of course, we don't have the ability to have motion in Minecraft, but this gives it a little bit of that kind of illusion of it. And then, of course, we had to name the ship, and as I said before, we have the MAV Trident. So let's go ahead and, as is our tradition, get a splash potion out, and I christen the Trident. And another great thing, let's just go ahead and get rid of that stuff too. And come back inside. It also gave me a chance to use this new mangrove wood, which I really love. But another thing that I really love about having the basket, the balloon like this is it completely contains the farm, but also there's honestly a bunch of space in here that I could fill with chests and use for storage. I've decided this season I'm not going to bother with doing like a massive storage system for my base, just because it just seems a little bit of overkill, to be honest. So I'm gonna just leave that be, and I just enjoy and just have the space over here, use it. But beyond that, just we'll go ahead and continue to farm drown, and as time goes on, I'm sure we'll get a storm. It never get this aim just right. Up, 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 up. There we go. I think I missed a trap door in there that because I should be able to come straight up there, but nonetheless. But that's the trident, and I love how it came out. I'm really really happy with how it came out, and looking forward to adding a few more ships to the skies here in the near future. But that being said, I've spent a lot of time working on both the design for the Trident and also building it, because that took over a shulker and a half of wool, which meant lots and lots of time waiting for things. And I love how it came out, but I would like to just go and have some fun. So I think now it's time to head for the gaming district and see what's over there. So I'll meet you there. And welcome back to the gaming district. Now, like I said, there are some things we've seen before. We still have the Spleef Arena, which, man, that was a ton of fun to hang out with the paper hats and do that. I didn't show this on the day of the Spleef tournament because I kind of wound up doing that as a replay. But there's also the Devil Box. Yeah, that's a great name for this, because let me tell you, this is not the scariest maze, but definitely the most challenging maze I have ever seen, because I'm not going to go all the way in, but do not adjust your computer, your phone, anything. Your brightness is not messed up. No joke, the second you walk in that door, it is completely pitch black. And I'm not, I will say I did make it through that maze. It took me nearly an hour. And most of that was me staring at the heads up display with my hotbar and my hand, and that was quite literally all I could see. So, saving you just staring at my hand waving around, we'll look at other things here in the district. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Now, as far as I know, there are a couple other things that are still going on. I'm gonna try and make sure that there are no spoilers. Hopefully, I don't spoil anything. But okay, let's see what we have here. Welcome to the definitely not illegal casino. Okay. I think this was put together by Super, and love the interior. And as far as I know, this is basically a mini game where you have in essence stats betting off your stats in Minecraft. So for example, here is I think how this works, and I think you need more than one player, but you hit the button to roll a stat, get your stat, interactions with a furnace, and then you would look in your statistics for interactions for a furnace. So I have a 366. The other person would then basically, I guess, try to talk you up or down and see what happens. And I'm not sure how the rest of the game goes, but it does take a couple of players. So go ahead and toss that in there. I'll have to try that at some time when people are on and see what happens. But love the design in here, and kind of cool that some of the games are also not just single player, but give you a chance to have fun with the others. Now over here we've got the painful paintball. Now, unfortunately, this I need another one of the paper hats to kind of dive on and be on and to basically do. But this basically works that you have a bunch of different kinds of those are the extras. Here we go. You have either potions of harming or potions of poison. And basically, you go in, and it's kind of like paintball. That if you you come in here, you can duck behind obstacles and all that. You chuck the potions at each other, and whoever dies first, well, they are the person who loses. And then basically, it gives you a chance to, it's kind of like Spleef, just a lot more painful. And last up for right now is we've got Tax Funhouse of Horrors. Now, again, I'm trying to keep this relatively spoiler free, and I'm going to be honest with you. I did not solve this place. But I will say it was an incredible adventure, and I think what I'm going to do to help you understand that is just show you the highlight reel. After I stashed my gear in an ender chest, I read the rules, took a deep breath, and then entered the fun house of horrors. The first floor seemed quite abandoned. I searched the house, starting in the living room, looking for anything that would help. I moved on to the kitchen and found nothing. And the dining room, and still I found nothing. I even searched through the entryway looking for clues. And after much chin scratching and finding a few items, I made my way to the second floor, which had its own surprises waiting for me, including a jump scare. The bedrooms weren't very helpful, though I did find, well, one or two useful items. But in the end, I wound up finding a secret passageway that I won't show here, but it led me to the third floor. And I thought, it's the attic. What harm could come up here? And then I realized just what I had gotten myself into. Now, it's parkour. The concept is pretty simple. Just jump from block to block. That's the theory anyways. In practice, well, not so much. And that led to a lot of attempts and me dying. Again and again. Later, Superboy stopped by and we tried to work together to solve this puzzle. Unfortunately, the results were about the same. Now finally, we made it to the dark maze in the basement. We ventured forth, trying to find the exit, where we faced monsters. A lot of twists and turns were there as well. And the occasional death. But undaunted, we faced off with every new challenge and fought every monster that came at us. Well, I will admit, there was some occasional running for my life. And with the running for my life came some death. Well, um, more than a few times. And in the end, I gave it a lot of thought, and I had to admit, the funhouse had defeated me. So I decided it was time to retreat and try another day. Now, I want to be clear that I haven't given up. At some point in the future, I will probably make another attempt to conquer the Funhouse of Horrors, to make it out without a single death, to survive the maze, all that jazz. But I think now it's time for me to add my own game here to the gaming district. And I noticed that we are missing one thing, a little bit of pirate flair. So I think it's time to add a little piracy to these waters and add some more fun to the gaming district. So let's get started. Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. This was a lot of fun to design, and while I did take the time to work on the build for the ship and also the skull in creative, I'm really happy with how the things that I added in and after the fact came out. Especially, I've said in the past that I struggle with building, and if there's one thing I struggle with more than building, it's terraforming. But all the same, when I finished the build, it just the skull itself just looked kind of plain, and I really wanted to somehow incorporate the new mangrove trees into the build. So I just kind of experimented and built a little hillock around the around the base of the skull, and then just planted some of the propagules there, bone mealed them, and saw what happened. And I gotta say, I am really thrilled with how it came out and how the trees just add something to the build. Now, the one thing I really wish I could have figured out is I never could find a block that would soften the edges there around the target block at the eyes or the nose or the teeth. I just never could find one that I was happy with that didn't either mess up the ability to actually hit the target block or didn't give this like kind of odd edge to it. So I think for now that's where we're going to leave it. I may play around with it in the future, but for now I think that's where we are. But to quickly demonstrate the mini game, so when someone comes in, we have Pirates Cove Shooting Gallery. Rules are right here, and all they need to do is come down. And the rules are pretty simple. Here on the deck, built into the mast, I have a barrel with crossbows and a barrel with arrows. And I mean, if people want to use their own crossbow or bow, that's fine. It's not going to change the outcome of the game at all. Each one of the target blocks is hooked into a redstone system that will have a different signal strength. And the way it works is that you have to hit the target at different areas to match out the redstone signal and cause it to fire. The person can fire from anywhere on deck so long as they stay on the boat. And let's see if I can go ahead and... If they hit the target, the bell will toll and the cannons will fire a report. And there'll be a couple of fireworks that go off. There are 5 different fireworks for the different comparators. If they can get all 5 fireworks, then they will get down here in ye old prize barrel their prize. Now, of course, I just did one, so I'm not going to get that. And I have to confess, the difficulty on one of these, it was really hard for me. And I hope that it's not too crazy, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to design the inner workings of the skull. If anybody wants a quick tutorial on how the systems work, because it's the same system for each one, you just modify it slightly for different redstone signals. If you want a tutorial on how that works, drop a comment down below and I'll put one together. But that being said, this clip was actually recorded a long time after I originally said I'll be right back for the time lapse. Now, part of the reason for that is, well, right after I said that, the holidays started and I got very, very distracted decorating for Christmas. But we still do have one project on the horizon that I really, really, really want to get done. I need a creeper head. So next time, we're going to find a way to have some distant rumblings come over the skies, and we are going hunting for a charged creeper. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. And also consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. My name is Glitch, and I do hope I'll see you next time for the next adventure on the Paperhats Survival Multiplayer server. Thanks for watching.